Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Little Red Mitten Knitting Podcast. We are Jillian and Jolynn, and today we are checking in on our Make 9 plans for 2025 and seeing how our whips are coming along. Are we staying on track, or are we getting distracted by new projects? Grab your knitting, settle in, and let's chat about all the yarny plans and possibilities. Hold on, they don't see us, you promise?
No. Okay. I don't know what Katrina does. It was like last time we were making faces, and then it was 2 times ago, and then you made the same face, so we both have funny faces in there, and I made no promises. I have no control over that. Cool. Okay, welcome everybody. I'm Jillian.
I'm Jolynn.
And we're here at the Little Red Mitten in St. Thomas, Ontario. Right.
That's true. Facts.
I'm very hot.
You're wearing a very chunky sweater.
Yeah.
You should talk about your sweater.
All I know is that my Oma knit it and from her own hand spun. From a sheep that she probably knew the name of that I do not know the name of.
Yeah, she probably processed the wool and everything too, or?
I don't know. Well, no, she would have gone, like, I know they went to someplace, like my mom would have taken her around here, or they might have gone on their own somewhere, like, in the area and gotten the fleece from the sheep, and she might have gotten them from, like, several of the same sheep, like the same sheep a couple times and stuff like that. But how come she never gave me anything hand spun and knit? I don't know. I always had to go and buy the yarn and then have her make stuff. So now it's mine. It is. It's very warm. It's
really
cozy.
nice.
It needs to be like gleamed or something like that, but it's nice and cozy.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I started knitting like 3 years before she passed away. So we never really and I wasn't knitting a lot. Like I was crocheting more probably. So we never really got into knitting like now, right?
Yeah.
So like her stuff is like, she was a good knitter. And I don't even know if she would have followed patterns. I think she would have made most of her stuff. Like,
did she still have a wheel?
Yeah, my mom has it. So I don't know what kind of wheel it is. I don't know if it's single or double. It's probably
Could be either.
Don't know.
You should take a look at it.
I wonder where it is.
Anyway, that's the story of Julian's beautiful sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. All right.
Cast-ons. Did you have any cast-ons this week?
I have no cast-ons this week.
Okay.
Show your cast-ons. We
We
all know you have cast-ons.
My cast-ons are finished, so I will wait till the end. Do you have any whips?
You should show your stuff because I don't have them.
Okay. So first of all, look how cute he is.
You made that?
I made it. It was in the newsletter.
Ow.
Are
you just telling me that I didn't look at the newsletter?
Oh.
Telling the whole world, sorry.
It was in the newsletter that just went out.
It's
and
really
Tara had sent me like a link to like all of her dolls. Like they're super simple. And I had put them in as a scrap buster, but of course, well, that's not true. I bought the brown, but I used the white and the red that I already had in stash for my candy cane last year. I used the Rico Rumi Nilly Nilly for it. I don't remember what the pattern calls for DK. I think it does.
Oh, but if you did it in the chunky Chanel.
I know. Well, I texted it to Pam because I have the patterns here. I texted it. Oh, mine are in black and white.
I remember the Izzy dolls. Okay.
I texted them to Pam and I was like, I kind of want to make, I haven't even made one yet. I kind of want to make like a life size, like a child size one out of like super Dumbo, like, they're really fixed. So this one's called Love Teddy. And they're knit like bottom up. Yeah. And then you do, like I did the increases and decreases for the head. You do the ears separate, which were easy to sew on and stuff like that. Actually, if you pulled the ears, they probably would come out because I just don't actually pull them. No, those ones would.
Okay, I won't pull the ears out.
The hardest part was duplicate stitch. Like that probably took more than the knitting, the whole thing, the duplicate stitch. Because first of all, I was like, how do you duplicate stitch? Like it's in my head and you can't see the chenille like
very well, yeah.
the stitches very well. And I was like, how am I duplicate stitching? And then I was like, okay, once I got it, it was okay. But the chenille, the nilly, sometimes the thread goes bare a little bit, right, in some spots. So it's hard to kind of pull through, or sometimes we get knotted. I think my string was too long. But it was really cute. So I want to make another one, probably fingering held double. And see how it goes. I had some issues with stuffing it and stuff like that because it said to stuff it loosely, but I would have liked more in the arms. But it was like I made it last night. Like I cast it on last night.
Really?
Or yesterday afternoon and finished it. So
that's amazing.
But I put I put a bunch of links in the email. Yeah, I only have black and white pictures, guys. But like the Izzy Buddy, these ones are boy dolls, or it doesn't matter though. But they're so cute. So that is one of my cast-ons and FOs. Do you want me to show my other cast-ons?
So you have no whips? Everything's FOs?
I didn't really work on anything. I have a whip, but not really.
Okay, cool.
This is my cast-on. And my whip and my FO.
It's crazy.
So one sock actually has all the ends woven in. I did do those last night. The other sock, when I did them, I looked up.
Okay, don't watch me, okay?
Okay. I can see you. I'm like trying to like not look at you, but then I'm looking at the screen and then I can see what you're doing.
You can look at the screen.
Summer Lee. I looked up her videos because I knew she had a way to like weave your ends in kind of as you go. So when you're changing colors, you go to like you start weaving them in beforehand and then like after.
Yeah.
So I was doing both. So I started like knitting with my right hand. It's way tighter.
Okay.
Anyway, so most
of
my
whole sock with your right hand?
No, just like the part where like just like one row of the 4 rows, like half of it. So no. I was going to do a swatch though with my right hand and my left hand to see how different they were because I thought that'd be interesting.
So Jillian's been trying to figure out her gauge is really loose and it keeps seeming to get looser and looser. So she's been trying to figure out
because like I like
what she can do without going down to a 1 millimeter needle.
Right, like I don't want to go down in a needle size because I feel like my gauge on my socks is too loose. It needs to be tighter.
Are you using 2 millimeters on these?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely a loose knitter.
Right? So, but it seems to be getting worse. So yeah, I'm definitely tighter doing it English style, but that's because I'm not used to it. So if I get used to like, anyway,
my continental, right, is what you do.
Yeah.
My continental is loose, always. Like, and I don't knit that way, but I've done it definitely with color work, with double knitting, but it's way looser. So I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, my ends are like mostly woven in. I just have to go back and just kind of, I want to weave them in like in the opposite direction a little bit. So I just have one more sock to kind of weave in those ends and then it's done. But I started those last Monday and I finished them yesterday. Today is Monday. So 7 days.
Today's Tuesday.
Oh. That is true. Anyway, I finished them Sunday. Well, minus the ends. But that doesn't count. I don't count ends as being done. So that is my other cast on. And and there's no pattern. Well, I did they're just scrappy socks. So I just did 4 rows of each color kind of thing. Using stash, all stash, and I did a fleagle heel. So I did toe up. And I used Andrea Mowry's, she's cheating. I used Andrea Mowry's everyday sock just for the heel. I did look up the fleagle heel. There's a whole pattern. There's a whole pattern I could buy with different heels, so I might try that too. I do have a new book that I got. It's not a new one. It's an old book. Some sort of sock knitting book that Mary Lou recommended. It has different heel types in it too, so Trying to figure out my gauge, trying to
Saw
figure
you
out,
looking.
I don't know what you're doing. I saw it. You're sitting next to me. Trying to figure out my gauge, and then I want to figure out how to make socks that fit me properly. Like, these ones fit, but I think they're still too big. Like, I think there's not enough negative ease in them.
So how many
Like,
how many do you cast on for a plain sock like that?
I was doing 64. These ones I think are 60. But I think they're too long this way, right? Like, my feet, like, they fit, but as they stretch a little bit more, like, I need to make them a little bit smaller. It's just like I got to that spot and I was like, oh, I should do
And you're
the
using
heel.
2 millimeter?
I'm using 2 millimeter. I should measure. I have to wash them and then I should measure them.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you're definitely looser than me by far.
but we knew that. Well,
Yeah.
we definitely knew that. But we remember we made those cuffs.
Yeah.
And you cast on like 72 stitches and I cast on like 64 and mine's bigger than yours.
Yeah, and you had a smaller needle size, I believe.
Yes.
It was like both things.
Right? So anyway, I am
It's
having
a real struggle though for stuff you want dense. Like
yeah.
sweaters and stuff you can accommodate with like or bigger gauges with smaller needles, but when you're talking about the small gauge, that's a tough one to combat.
Yeah, because it's like, I'd have to go down. I feel like I'd have to go down to like a 1. Like a 1.75 is not going to do anything. A 1.5, I don't think it's going to do enough. But I think I have a pair in the back, so I might try maybe a 1.5 and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't really take me that much longer because I'm still knitting.
It shouldn't take you any longer, really.
Because it's just going to make it.
Because if you do a 64 stitch sock and they're still, they're feeling a little big, it's going to just get it to a better size. It's still the same amount of
exactly. So
stitches. So, like when I switched needle sizes for my socks years ago, I always did my socks on 2.25. Yeah. And usually 64. And then I didn't like my gauge. It was a little too loose. Mm-hmm. And so I went down to a 2 millimeter, which did tighten up my gauge, but a little too much for that size. So then I went up to doing like a 72 sock most of the time, but I liked the fabric better. So it did slow me down. Like that's more stitches for every round.
Yeah.
But it was my preferred fabric for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending which yarn base I'm working with, I can do a 2.25 if I'm not being too particular about the sock. I'm happy with the gauge, but I still prefer
going through these socks, and knitting them together. Like, there's some yarns that are definitely way thinner than other ones. That one for whatever reason is really thin. Or I was just knitting, but it's not so bad here, so it's probably just my gauge. I have to. Yeah. So some of them, and I think it more so on my other socks.
There's definitely a range in fingering weight, and
you just notice it more when you're doing stripy socks like that. Yeah,
I love scrappy socks. Are you gonna do more?
Probably. I just have to figure out. This was really hard for me because I'd like colors to match. I was trying to pick randomly. Right? But I wanted a light and dark of each color, and then each sock is different. Right?
A light and dark.
Because there's 2 repeats of each color.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted a lighter and a darker one. So there's some contrast between them. And I mostly did solid colors. I only have a couple that are more variegated.
What if you took 2 of your project bags or 2 brown paper bags?
Mm-hmm.
And you put all your light and all your dark, and you just have to do what you reach in, grab your mini ball. And
that's what I was thinking. Or the other thing I was thinking is to do my variegated, because I do have quite a few variegated ones, and do just maybe do all black
as the second
color, and then just do variegated for 2 stripes in between.
That would be fun.
So that might be my next one. Actually, I think the next sock that I'm going to do is just going to be a plain sock with the new is it Evolution sock from Estelle? That's the silk cotton wool blend, I think. I left it on the desk in the back. I grabbed one, but I think that's going to be my next one. So just a plain one. So it looks kind of scrappy because it's marled. Yeah. But yeah, I have lots of scraps. So I think I'm just going to, if I make another scrappy one, I picked a pattern actually. if I can remember, I didn't bring a pen, I brought paper. I'll maybe get Katrina to put a picture in. But yeah, I will separate my scraps out. I also bought more minis because I was missing colors, right? Like I was going through and I was like, I don't have any blues. Like I had not any of like the darker blues.
You didn't go through my like millions of fingering weight and grab blue?
I don't know where all your stuff is. I'm not just gonna...
All the Leon Roxy stuff that's wound up into balls.
Oh yeah, but like...
You could have like totally taken a ball, done your couple strips, brought it back and never been
and that's
seen
just again. I was worried. I meant to weigh some of them, right? Because I'm like, I don't know how much, like there's only a little bit. Am I going to make enough? Yeah, I had no problem. Like it doesn't take anything for 2 stripes. Even these, like the ones that went around the heel, like didn't take lots. It doesn't take a lot. Right? Like it's nothing.
It's fun. I like that way of doing it. 2 stripes of 2 colors and then just keep changing. That's fun.
Natalie from Remembrances, Natalie Sheldon is what her Instagram is now, had done a pair and I was like, oh, I love those. Yeah. And so I went and
I might do that.
Made my own. I don't know. I had like 2, I made my color change in a weird spot. So like on this side it's 1 row and on this side it's 2 rows. But I think next time I would do it the color, like I wouldn't split the heel.
Yeah.
I don't like that part of it, but like I don't really care. I would just know that for next time that I'll do it at the beginning of a color change and stuff like that. But they were fun. And the striping, like the scrappy stuff gets you, like it keeps you motivated and going, right? Because it's like
stripes do, or color work.
Yeah. You want to get to that next little bit. And stuff.
Yeah, if you're ready to wrap up, go to bed or move on to the next thing you're doing, you're like, I'm going to finish this row, this color.
Yeah.
Right? So where if you're just doing a plain sock, you'll just put it down then.
Yeah.
But like you might do 3 more rows, which is what? A few minutes to do 3 rows. Well, you're doing 2 at a time, but still it's just a few minutes.
I only did like 3 color sections the one night.
So did you, it's 4 rows of each?
Yes.
Did you just carry the colors for those?
For those sections, yeah. So I was like, I only got like 3 color sections done one night. And I was like, oh, I have 8 rows left to do. I'm like, am I going to be able to do it? And I had no problem doing it on Sunday, right? Getting through the 8 rows and then the ribbing in the evening and stuff like that. Yeah. I was just tired that night. So I didn't get as much as I wanted done, right? But
what bag do you have those in?
These are in my Firefly Haven fiber bag from Pam. Actually, I really like the colors of this bag. Like they're really fun. I want to make like socks with like the colors from this.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that would be gorgeous.
I don't know if I bought a pattern or if I favorited a pattern. I saw a scrappy. I don't even know if it was scrappy. It might be color work. Oh, that one too. Anyway. Yeah, I really like the colors in this, so I want to
Pam gave us project bags for Christmas. So
she didn't know there was dinosaurs on them. I love it.
Fabric. Well, she knew when she was making them, but not when she ordered the fabric.
Yes.
She did see this massive dinosaur.
Yes.
But she should have some up in her shop.
She might have a couple in her shop, yeah.
We can put a link. There. Yeah.
So that is my set. 2 cast-ons, 2 FOs. All right. Any whips or not anymore?
2 cast-ons, 2 FOs. No more whips.
No more whips? Okay, well, I only have 1 whip that I worked on and only this morning. And I remember why I had like 15 minutes this morning. And I was like, oh, I'm going to sit down and work on these because I haven't touched them yet. The reason I haven't, see now they're all messy, is because I was on the thumb gusset. Like I had to put stitches on hold. And so I didn't have anything to put them on hold. So I've been like putting it off.
Yeah.
So I finally put them on hold. So I should be able to make some progress now. But I'm supposed to cast on stitches over here. I don't have a needle over here. Right, for the thumb gusset. Like that's just the way it. So. Oh, I can cast them on this one. Just pretend it's over here. Anyway. So I pulled it out and I did 1 row. It's fine. I figured it out in my head. It just doesn't make sense when you're doing 2 at a time. I did 1 row and put thumb stitches on hold.
Did you bring your Make 9 sheet?
No, I did not. I don't know.
You don't have it here?
Probably not. You know what would have been smart is if
Are any of these on it? No, because there are new cast-ons.
my mittens are on my Make 9. So I'm like
Finish 9, yeah.
Yeah, it's my Finish 9. I was like, what is on my Finish 9 that I should be working on? But I'm like, I really want to just make socks right now. Right? So it's just like,
it's not meant to make us, it's not meant to make us. Did it just pop the bubble? Yeah, there you go. It's not meant to hold us hostage, right? It's just, and it's for the year. It's not for.
Yeah. So I wanted to see what other projects do I have that are close to being done that I could like finish, right? Because some of them are bigger and some of them, like the mittens shouldn't take me long. And now that I've gotten past that hurdle, which is ridiculous that it like.
Yeah.
That like
it slows me down too.
The thumb stitches is what
I need to pick mine up because I didn't really have a pattern. Like because I did chunky.
Right.
So I just kind of, so the thumb gusset, I was just kind of making up as I was doing it.
Yeah.
So I should get the second one going so I know what I did because I didn't do 2 at a time, right? So.
Well, I picked that one up. I was like, what pattern?
Else I'll find it really frustrating.
Yeah. I was like, what pattern am I using for that? I was like, oh no, I thought I was using 2 patterns. But then I was like, okay, no, I was using the Easy Thrum mitten pattern for mine. It was Geo's that I had done the both because his was a smaller size. I actually borrowed his the other day and wore them to work one of the really cold days. They're so warm. I really want to finish mine before so I can use it.
You?
Just barely. Like I had to kind of like they just fit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to walk to work one day, and it was like one of the coldest days, right? That I of course had to walk to work, and so.
All right, I have FOs.
Yay! When did you finish these, Jolene?
I don't know, a couple days ago. Still looks small.
It does look small. Have you tried them on? And those ones fit. Oh no, they don't. Well, yes, those ones do fit. It's my other ones that I was.
Have I tried them on? No, I don't think I have. The first one I would have to see where I wanted to start the decreases. Anyway, if they're too small, they just won't be for me. It's fine. These are 64, so that's probably why. I usually like 72. Yeah. But I did have a mistake. Remember they looked small last time? My second one. So last time we recorded, I got the first one done, and I just started the second one. There's the cuff of the second one. So I was still just up in the pink here, the coral, and I was knitting, and I'm like, that's too small. I double check, and no, it didn't have enough stitches on it. So
nice.
Anyway, I just cut it off, and then recast on, and done the whole second sock. So these are
so the whole sock, and that's good.
Eclectic sock by Lanes de Nord. And that is just straight off the ball. They look like scrappy socks, and there's no matching them.
Your ball didn't have a center like mine, because mine were made to match. So you just
they're not made to match at all. So that's done. One FO. Is this on my Finish 9? No. But I do have a mystery spot for socks. Right? Because I chose my Finish 9 in categories, and then I left one kind of to be whatever. So this was a whip from last year, so technically it can go in that first mystery spot. I figure I'll just write all the socks, and like for that one, I'll write all the socks I finish in that, if it's not the 2 that I was planning on doing, right? Just as a way to keep track. And then I do have another FO.
Yeah, no, I didn't save them, like either of our cards, to my phone. So
mine's upstairs. So this was a long-term whip, like my longest of my sock whips. And it is on my Finish 9. So I totally did them different. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this color work and stuff.
That's what you had said last time. You were like...
Just totally did them different.
Because you didn't like, what do you call the top part?
Like the salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Yeah, you didn't like doing that.
I just wasn't enjoying it. So, Anyway, this is what I just finished. I was like right here. Had to do a couple more rows of the decrease and weave in that end. This one,
I don't even know why. Like, why would you even stop with that much left?
It was like 1:00 in the morning.
Still, you're so close. Like you just finished it while we were talking.
Anyway, I just have a couple ends to weave in, which I will do right now, just to actually have it finished. Shocker. That's it. That's all I've worked on. Yeah. That's it. That's all.
So I have one FO, more FO.
You have one more FO?
Yeah. These are done. My wabi sabi socks. They were at like, I think they were like here and here. Like I had one, I only ended up doing one more color section in the toes. They were pretty close to being done last time.
Oh, I also cast these on wrong. So this one, like I looked at it, it's a knit 2 purl 1 rib, and I did a knit 3 purl 1 rib.
Anyone's that close to you, right? Checking them out.
So it doesn't pull in quite as tight, but it is what it is. Those are so cool. You wore those the other day.
I've worn them a couple times. The ends are all woven in. Angie did help me weave some of them, but they are all woven in. They haven't really been blocked, but these ones are the ones that you had asked if they fit because they felt tight, but they do. They fit fine. I don't have any issues getting them on.
Nice.
And I've worn them.
You said they haven't been blocked?
No.
Yeah, so they'll relax a little bit too.
But just lazy. Walking seems like I have to remember to go and do it, and then that's all. It's just I'm just lazy. But I really like them. They turned out really nice. So I finished those as well. And I've knit a quarter of the amount of socks that I've knit in the last like 3 months.
Okay, so you're really on a sock kit.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I think I'll cast another pair of socks on, but I do want to work on my mittens, so I'll wait and see if I can get those maybe finished. So I don't think either of these would have been on my thing because this one wouldn't have been on my thing because I don't think it's
not. It's everything's from this year.
Yeah. So
all the stuff on our Finish 9 it has to be from last year
or the year before or before, yeah.
Which a lot of mine are from before.
I don't know. I don't even know what's on my list. I have a bunch of sweaters because I have a bunch of sweaters, which is silly. I have so many things that I want to cast on, but it's like more sweaters that I want to do, right? But it's like
I really want to do a vest.
Oh, I frogged my vest. So remember last time I had started the vest and then we were talking, I had done the swatch and it was attached to the vest and I had done it out of Hearthside.
Hearthside, yeah. Crocheted. Yeah.
It was crocheted, yeah.
I need a crochet project. Never mind.
So I ended up frogging it. Like I went home and just frogged it that night.
Okay.
Because I opened up my bag. I was like, what's in this project bag? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I was doing that. Like I had already frogged it and everything like that. I think I frogged it that night.
Because of the size?
Because I'll go down to a 5 or maybe I'll do another swatch and actually block it. That's silly. I won't do that. But I might do another swatch and just see what it comes out to be. But I want to finish one project before I start another one, unless it sucks. But even still, I'd still like to finish my mittens before I start anything else.
I feel like I'm in a finishing mood. And so like I want to make a vest, but also the idea of starting a garment without finishing some of mine.
Yeah, but it doesn't have sleeves, so, you know.
Yeah, still.
And that's some of it, too. It's like, okay, I've done all these other projects, but I haven't done any of my Finish 9s. And it's like, yeah, stressing me out that I haven't done anything when I know some things are pretty close.
Yeah. Right?
They're going to take some time. I just found that I can stick my finger through the cables, and that's enjoyable.
So, yeah, I don't know if I'll start the vest because it also, for me, with how slow I can be with getting things finished, will I even get the vest done for this season? Yeah. Or do I just wait a little bit, finish some things, and then even if I started in the spring so that it's ready for fall?
True, but you could make a cotton one for this.
I don't want
a cotton. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, you could start in the spring then if you finished. Like if you're on a finishing kick right now, finish a bunch of things and so
we'll see what happens. Yeah. Now that I've said that out loud, now that I've said I'm on a finishing kick, I'll want to start all the new things. nice. But no, I'm happy. So again, for my goal for the year is to have more FOs than cast-ons. So basically my whip count cannot grow. And so far that is true. I've had one cast-on for the year, the baby hat that I finished. And 3 FOs. These 2 pairs of socks and that baby hat.
Yeah.
So.
I have not gotten down in whips yet. I am
staying even because you just keep
casting on and finishing. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't remember what my goal is for the year. I think I want to basically, if I haven't touched it,
I think it was just the finish 9 really, and then if you don't for anything else, like anything that was a previous whip, if you don't touch it, at least.
So they have to reconsider, because some of them that'll have been 2 years that I haven't touched them. So it's like at one point I thought my gauge was getting tighter, right, with my knitting. Like I knew it was loose, but I thought it was getting a little bit better, and now it seems to be getting loose again. So I don't know. Some of the projects, like I don't even know if my tension is going to be the same, right? Like
you might have to pick them up and right away go down a half needle size or something, just to account for that. So
anyway, but yeah, I'm going to work on my finish 9s and socks. So what is that? 3 pairs of socks or 4 pairs of socks? That's 3 pairs of socks for the year so far.
Can you make us a coloring sheet with just like the little socks so that we can color in all the pairs of socks? That'd be good. But you have to put them in pairs so that there's 2 so we can color one finished one. For me, you do yours at the same time. But
I'll just color them in half. Every night I'll
just show your process. I'm past the heel now. And just show your process.
Did I not do that before for you for something? It's like a couple years ago when we were doing something. Did I not make like a bunch of different ones like that?
Did you do it for my scrappy blanket? Because I was thinking about doing that again. I wanted to have the squares like laid out what size I wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so that's all I've got. So
that's all I've got too.
I'm going to show what you got in your hand. Do you know, is that the one you got for you?
Yeah. I was going to make something with it.
Show them.
And then, this is new yarn for the store. Malabrigo Silky Merino. It's very soft. That's why I've been playing with it.
Yeah. It's a Malabrigo base that's been around for a lot of years. And we've had it in the past, the long distance past at this point now. But we got it back.
So, DK weight, 51% silk and 49% merino wool. So I was going to make like a necklace. I just wanted to buy one skein to try it out. And I was just going to make a little, like, I've made one before, or tried to make one before. But then I forgot that it was in my bag. So I didn't. Also, a little teddy bear out of this would be very soft.
Oh, wow. That would be really nice. So. It has tons of projects on Ravelry. There's lots of project ideas. I used to have a hat out of it. I don't know what happened to that hat. We got the color. I had the worm hat in Archangel.
We don't have that color anymore.
We don't?
Sold out.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
We have
I've done a few things with it in the past. I don't even know if I'll remember all the things I did. But I can't think of any current garments or things that I have in it. I think they've either all been gifted or passed down at some point. But I don't know what I want to make.
And
I've been trying to think of what I want to make.
Yeah, I'll make a necklace just to start. It'll be just a nice little something, or I have a couple jewelry sort of just pieces because I just wanted to play with it. I might have a pattern that I saved that I was thinking for it. I'll have to go back and look at it again, but yeah, I think it's quite nice. Thank you. How do you make it stop? So yeah, we have 15 colors because one color sold out right now. not a great. Can I find the tags? Going through. But got some brights and some more Julie tones. I don't know. It was a nice selection of them there. So that's a new one.
So Malabrigo on the website is all Malabrigo is buy 9, get your 10th one free. Yes. So all you have to do is put 10 skeins of Malabrigo in your cart and the 10th one will be free. In store is the same, but also it could be if you're at the till with 10, right? Yeah. But we have a punch card, so if you can save, buy a couple skeins at a time, and then when you come in with it full, you can get your 10th one free. Yeah. So that's starting this week.
I'll go pick up the cards today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can be any basis. So you could do like Silky Merino, Rios, like 5 and 5, or however you want to do it. So you have to put
sock, washted,
noob,
Rasta, noob for spinners,
chunky, Caracol,
lace, more. We have a lot of
more.
And we are getting it restocked too, so it's filling up nicely. Yeah. Anything else?
Mitten's birthday is, by the time this goes up next weekend, it's on the 15th. Well, Mitten's birthday is on the 16th of February, but we're celebrating it on the 15th, the Saturday.
Yeah.
So if you're local or want to make a trip, come and say hi. It's always fun. Mm-hmm. Have food and games and prizes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just our regular hours, 11 till 4, discounts on the 15th of February. So I think that's it for now.
That's it. Oh, I was supposed to show this.
Finished.
The Traveler cowl is finished and seamed.
Complete.
Even put it on like this yet, actually. And to be fair, Pam did the seaming, so I don't even know how to. I can't look at myself in the camera.
It's very confusing. Opposite. It's opposite.
Anyway, yeah. So this will be on display in the store. It's made out of the Menos de Uruguay Marla. So GK weight.
It's so squishy and soft.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love it.
It's awesome. All right. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.